Hello and welcome back to Highlight Sundays Express. It is the 40th week of 2014 and here are your highlights. Our PSA of the week once again involves iOS 8. It seems that in this firmware version, some Bluetooth issues require a fix by using a reset all settings function. However, a different bug causes you to lose saved files in iCloud when this is done. Thankfully, this article from a webpage named CraveOnline has all information you need to work around this, starting from the elephant in the room, and that is the question of what you could do if you've already lost your files. The article provides you a link to contact Apple support, which is supposedly able to restore the lost files. If you need to run a reset and haven't already done so, instructions are also available on how you can back up your files so that you can restore them after the wipe. If you are an affected iOS 8 user, I highly recommend you check out this article in the video description. Several episodes ago, we covered a USB exploit called BadUSB, which, in brief, works by modifying the firmware of an otherwise innocent USB device. After this modification, the device can then act as a keyboard or any other type of USB device to inject malicious content into your computer. Now, the code which drives this attack is out in the wild, open source and free for anyone to download, modify, and unfortunately, deploy. Thankfully, however, we are not all doomed. By being cautious about what USB devices you stick into your computer and keeping your anti-malware software up to date, you can reduce your chances of being affected by this. We move on once again to our next article. This one comes from Mashable and is entitled, How to Check If the Used iPhone You Are Buying is Stolen. Apple has recently released a web tool that will allow you to enter the serial or IMEI number of an Apple device, which will then tell you whether the device is linked to an Apple ID and password protected. This lets you know if the device is under an activation lock, which stolen phones might very well be. By performing this query before buying a second-hand device, you'll be able to find out if the phone is safe to buy. Our next article is a simple little tip for you to get slightly better images from almost any camera. This article comes from Gizmodo Reframe and is entitled, Turn Off Your Camera's Noise Reduction. The article comes with a number of sample shots that show you the effects of in-camera noise reduction, mostly with the observation that areas of detail may appear smudged after the noise reduction operation. By switching off noise reduction, you of course keep the noise in the picture as well. However, this might still be a more preferable alternative, especially if your camera's noise reduction method is too aggressive. Definitely an interesting article. I recommend you check it out in addition to the comment section of that page. There are some pretty interesting discussions on both sides of the story. Finally, we move on to our recommendation of the week. This is, well, I suppose a short film recommendation, and it's definitely one that has a pretty huge impact on me. This is the fourth in a series called Animation vs. Animator. If you haven't heard of this series, it is one of the YouTube classics, one of the earliest things I remembered watching on YouTube. The first episode was released in 2007, and over the period of several years, the creator has released the second and third installments. Now, as the result of a Kickstarter campaign, the fourth episode has been released, longer and more action-packed than before. I highly recommend you check out the entire series if you haven't already, and if you have, then know that the fourth episode is out. As always, links in the video description. And that basically does it for this episode of Highlight Sundays Express. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, you are watching 0612 TV. Hello! If you enjoyed this video, don't forget I appreciate every like, favorite, and comment you give me. If you'd like to see more from me in the future, don't forget to subscribe. For more updates outside of YouTube, do follow my official Twitter account at 0612 TV. And if you'd like to see more of my work, you can also check out my About Me page. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, you're watching 0612 TV.